Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. The US possesses the most powerful and technically advanced Navy in the world. As well as having impressive attack capabilities, they are also highly skilled in avoiding multiple types of dangers they may encounter at sea. Evasive maneuvering is integral to the successful operations of their extensive fleet of warships. One of the U.S. Navy's most important warships is the destroyer. These are used primarily as escorts for larger vessels or battle groups and help keep potential attackers at bay. Destroyers are relatively fast compared to their Navy counterparts and can make successful maneuvers in under a minute. So how exactly are maneuvers done on a destroyer? U.S. Navy captains are specifically trained on a Maneuver Captain's Career Course to be able to successfully maneuver a destroyer warship. When a threat is detected and a destroyer needs to maneuver to its right, the rudder is turned right or starboard to its maximum angle of 35 degrees. The destroyer will shift towards the port side but eventually surrender itself to the starboard side. A 90-degree turn towards starboard is first made, followed by a 180-degree turn, leading it into a circular trajectory as it balances itself out.
Back full eye.
This isn't always so easy when the ship is battling with external forces, such as the wind and rough seas. More impressive still is the maneuverability of an aircraft carrier. In just half an hour, it can maneuver within a radius of over 700 square miles. This area grows to over 6,000 square miles within a 90-minute time frame. This is an impressive feat and becomes a challenging target for any enemy, especially with the carrier strike group supporting it, offering protection in the air all the way down to the seabed. Tactical maneuvering is effective in many situations, but it isn't always the most desirable solution. Ideally, a warship would want to entirely avoid the need for maneuvering in the first place. This is where stealth technology comes into play. Using stealth as the first line of defense means that a vessel doesn't have to contend with troublesome high-speed maneuvering. In November 2011, one such warship was the Zumwalt-Class guided missile destroyer. This unique warship had an original research and development budget of an astonishing $9.6 billion, for which 32 of these destroyers were to be built. The project was, however, unsuccessful given that only 3 ships were finally commissioned in October 2016. The USS Zumwalt overran its budget on numerous occasions, and the project was never fully realized. During the construction of the USS Zumwalt, estimated costs were overrun, reducing the number of ships down to 24, then to 7, and eventually just to 3. The increase in cost went up to $4.24 billion per ship, with the entire program finally costing an obscene $22.4 billion in total for only 3 Zumwalt-Class ships. This unforeseen cost per unit eventually triggered a breach, which ended up with the cancellation of any further production. But this wasn't to be the end of the USS Zumwalt's problems. One of its advanced weapons systems, the AGS, or advanced gun system, was soon to be in jeopardy. The ammunition used for its guns were customized 155mm rounds that had a long range of 50 miles. During initial conception in 2004, the estimated cost per round was about $35,000. With the number of ships reduced to just 3 from the initial 32, this cost per round climbed to a staggering $800,000, making it extremely expensive to maintain. As a replacement was sought for the AGS, U.S. naval experts considered installing a railgun on the USS Lyndon B. Johnson, the third of the Zumwalt-Class ships. These were powered by large Rolls-Royce gas turbines that produced over 78 megawatts. Unfortunately, the funding for the railgun was also cut in 2021, leaving the Zumwalt-Class destroyers still searching for a viable weapons system. The funding originally intended for the Zumwalts was now being redirected into the production of more early Burke-class destroyers, the original U.S. fleet of guided missile destroyers. Although the gun system on the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers didn't quite match the range of the AGS, it was, however, still a very advanced weapons system with proven technology and at a quarter of the cost of a Zumwalt. Stealth technology and evasive maneuvering are effective techniques for defending against enemy vessels. However, in some situations, it isn't always enough. It's in these situations that the U.S. Navy needs to make sure that its ships can withstand the firepower of its adversaries. All warships must therefore undergo a variety of rigorous tests to make sure they are capable of meeting a number of mission requirements. These tests must accurately simulate the extremely harsh conditions that a warship will encounter at sea. The first of these tests is called shock trials. Ultimately, these shock trials will check a ship's ability to survive combat conditions. The FSST, or Full Ship Shock Trials, makes use of live explosives in close proximity to simulate real battle conditions as accurately as possible. On occasion, the U.S. Navy will test with blasts of up to 40,000 pounds of explosives. Data is gathered after multiple blasts to evaluate the effects on the vessel, crew, and other materials in order to determine possible improvements. Shock tests were carried out on the USS Gerald R. Ford between June and August 2021, just off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida. Over a 3-month period, this aircraft carrier had to endure 3 giant blasts, which resulted in an astonishing 3.9 magnitude natural earthquake. The Catapult launch system is another area of testing carried out on aircraft carriers. A standard runway is approximately 8,000 feet. However, on an aircraft carrier, this is shortened to a mere 300 feet. With this limited space, most aircraft are designed to use this catapult system for takeoff. The Catapult-Assisted Takeoff and Barrier-Arrested Recovery System, or CATOBAR, is designed to bring an aircraft up to takeoff speed in a matter of seconds. This system also assists with the landing of aircraft by using a tail hook to snatch a cable and bring them to a drastic stop over a short distance. As the U.S. Navy continues to stand out with over 490 ships sailing the seas, rigorous testing of the systems on these machines will always be of absolute necessity for the safety of the nation, as well as the over 500,000 brave men and women who work on them. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content.